Essay number 34, Midnight Memories. When the grandmothers speak, the world will begin to heal. Hopi proverb. One night this last summer, I had a vivid dream about my Grandma Downing's house, the one in Ringling, Oklahoma, with a lot of farmland behind it and a shed next door, where my granddad had his own space. I dreamt about the big trees that my brother and sister climbed, about the attic and the back porch where we ran around with my Uncle Michael and Uncle Damon. I haven't seen that house since childhood, and the bits of memories I have are wrapped up in my own heart in family photos and stories of how we played there. But I can still smell the biscuits and bacon and fried eggs, and I can still remember the way Grandma told me not to sing at the table with a stern but loving glimmer in her eye. I dreamt that a friend of ours bought this house and remodeled it, repurposed it to fit their lifestyle today. They busted out walls and opened wide spaces wider. They invited me to see the newly remodeled space, and when I entered, I walked through the house and wept. I wept for my father's mother, a woman that I couldn't see anymore, a woman I hadn't seen for years before she died when I was in high school. I wept because I missed her presence, her spirit, which I had felt close to as a toddler when I'd run through her yard and kitchen and play with the long strand of pearls that were hanging on her vanity mirror. I wept because I knew that in reality the house burned down when I was in college and isn't there anymore. In reality, another house lives there, and the memories of my grandma and granddad are buried in the dirt where the groundhogs live in the pasture. I woke from the dream with tears in my eyes, and I couldn't let go of the memories. I spent the morning recalling, looking through the old house with my mind's eye, seeing the back porch full of wasps' nests and old furniture, the kitchen TV that played Wheel of Fortune religiously every evening, the side room with the giant freezer and an extra refrigerator to feed the whole family when they came to visit, the door that opened to the attic stairs, all the way up to that stuffy room where my siblings and cousins played school and read books and pretended to be ghosts, the front porch where the aloe plant stood in the corner and old china dishes sat in a hutch. Something about that place is embedded in who I am. From the tarantula that crawled across the tarantula that crawled across the back of my foot to the plants and kitchens where we played in the backyard. Something from that place still evades my senses every now and then, still reminds me that Grandma Downing is there helping shape me all these years later. Her voice still brings me back to all of my ancestors, to indigenous roots that claim me even today. That house comes back to see me in a dream, and in its transformation, I remember that I am being constantly recreated and molded and formed, constantly sent back to find who I am after all these years, and where the house will take me later in life. The prayer. God, dreams are the funniest things, and when we ask for them, you don't always answer in the way we'd hope. Sometimes you answer in odd and surprising ways, sometimes calling us back to something that has long been forgotten, and the remembering can be painful and hard, and we may not be willing. But there in the quiet of sleep, we find that your presence leads us into and out of ourselves, back and forth across thresholds that we cannot control. And as we process ourselves, our life stories, we are thankful that you cherish them and ask us to recall key moments, to learn to cherish our own lives in our own way. Thank you for that. Amen.